Hello everyone. You are watching a snippet of the program Countdown from August 10, 2023. Today is Thursday. See the full version on Patreon. And thanks to everyone who is becoming our patrons right now. Starting from September, all the most important things will be only on Patreon, but there will be a lot of interesting things. So subscribe. And I'm moving on to the main topic. In the Tiva region alone, more than 615 million rubles have recently been paid to the relatives of the dead Mobiks. And happiness was so possible, but then the ruble began to stiffen. The fall of the ruble was predicted long ago, but the schemers held the course for as long as Putin demanded. And now the goal has been achieved. The currency from the pockets of the population was practically raked clean, and even Soluanov, with a sadistic grin, said that it no longer makes sense to support the numbing ruble. The central bank confirmed that they do not plan to carry out any interventions in the foreign exchange market. The head of the central bank, Elvira Nabialina, declared, "For us, any exchange rate is acceptable," and stated that there were no plans to reverse the ruble exchange rate. According to her, the floating exchange rate of the ruble is a boon for the economy, allowing it to better survive external shocks and changes. So, furry people get ready for a price shock as the wooden one sinks deeper and deeper. On Wednesday, the dollar was given 98 rubles, for the euro already 107, and this is not the limit. Bloomberg has already included the ruble in the top 3 worst currencies in emerging markets. And in the market of interbank lending in foreign currency, there was a full-fledged collapse. On August 8, the rate for placing dollars through repo transactions at the Moscow exchange jumped to 33% per annum. This is how much banks and other market participants were willing to pay to take a short-term loan in a dying dollar. The cave economy, for the first time at least in the 21st century, lives with a trade deficit. And while the economic confusion continues to sink, investors from officially friendly countries staged a sell-off of shares in Russian companies. Friendship is friendship, but no one wants to lose money. In July 2023, friendly, non-residents got rid of Russian securities worth 10.4 billion rubles. The government of the cave was betting on the digital ruble, but it seems that this project was too overpriced. According to VCM, 58% of respondents said they did not plan to use it, and less than a third of Russians showed at least some interest in the new form of currency. Speaking about the goals of introducing the digital ruble, Russians more often spoke about the prospect of their finances being under state supervision. Thus, 12% of respondents stated that it is possible to monitor the movement of funds, 2% mentioned control over the payment of taxes. Another 3% of respondents called the digital ruble a fraud and deceit, 2% each consider it a tool for population control and a means of intoxication. 1% of respondents called the digital ruble digital slavery. It's like they're free now. Depths are not educated and not inquisitive. They are accustomed to having the all-conquering cash in their wallets, and even bank cards were accepted without enthusiasm, because, as such, banks are not trusted historically, because how many times their savings depreciated and you can't count them. See this and other stories in full on Patreon. Become our patrons now and look further in this program. Ukraine begins the evacuation of residents of the frontline districts of the Kharkov region, where the Russian army suddenly went on the offensive. Soon a year and a half has passed since the start of the rashist invasion, and Putin is demanding clear successes at the front. After yesterday's explosion at a factory in Sergiev Posad, the cave goes into routine alarm mode. Tonight, one drone was destroyed in the sky over the Kaluga region, the second over the Odintsovo district of the Moscow region. In Domodedovo, where something slammed and caught fire, the landing of 20 flights was postponed, and in Viennakovo. The day before, Shoigu accused Poland of intending to seize the western part of Ukraine, which would allegedly pose a threat to Russia. The rhetoric of recent days leaves no doubt. If the cave decides to call NATO to the final mahak, it will do it through Poland. The Poles are also preparing, increasing the number of troops on the border with Belarus. Ecuadorian presidential candidate Villavicencio was shot dead after a campaign meeting in Quito. And in the US, in the state of Utah, special agents shot dead a local resident who wrote on the internet that, having learned about Biden's imminent visit to the state, he decided to blow the dust off his rifle. Ukraine is ready to end this war with negotiations. But no one is going to talk to Putin, Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmitry Kuleba said. Thus, Putin's personality becomes a stumbling block in the issue of ending the war. The statement of one of the founders of Yandex, Arkady Volozh, that he is categorically against the war with Ukraine marks a break in relations between the cave towers. Observers predict that Yandex could be a Pyrrhic and final victory for the Kovalchuks. And that is all. From September, the main thing will be only on Patreon. Subscribe and watch Sotnik TV. I hugged everyone. I'll meet you tomorrow on Friday Live. Glory to Ukraine.